for Fox 59 News live at 5.
Getting icy fast. Winter weather has returned to central Indiana. It's been a long while since we've had to tangle with Old Man Winter. The icing conditions will continue just in time for the evening commute. We'll track when this storm system will end.
And suspects aiming at officers, firing shots at police. Now local law enforcement officials are outraged.
When someone attacks an officer, they're not just attacking the officer, they're attacking the very fabric of our community.
Tonight, how police stood tall in the face of gunfire and how one officer's life was thankfully spared.
Shopping for schools. Parents, a new tool gives you inside access to the classroom experience. How it helps you find the right fit for your child.
From Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 live at 5.
Right now, live at 5, we're following two big stories tonight. The Senate just voted to acquit President Donald Trump after his impeachment trial. We'll see if there's any reaction from the White House, and we'll break down that vote coming up next.
But first, we are keeping a close eye on the conditions here in central Indiana as a wintry mix moves in.
This system is sending both rain and ice our way just as the evening commute gets started tonight. Thanks for joining us live at 5. I'm Dan Spieler.
Right away, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes. He has been in the Weather Center tracking all of this. Hey, Brian.
Yeah, we've been on this thing for over a week. We knew that this would be the transition back to some real wintry weather, a wintry mix. But what is that mix? Well, predominantly, it's going to be freezing rain and sleet with rain tonight. We're not expecting much in the way of snow, and the first batch of this wintry weather has arrived. So we'll start out live here. It's 5 o'clock, and temperatures are close to the freezing mark here in central Indiana. This is Broad Ripple, where you can see it. It's damp, it's raining, and at times there are sleet, at least sleet balls falling, so you can actually pick this up. This is going to make for some slushy and perhaps icy accumulations on secondary roadways. Main roads will be in pretty good shape here, but you get to some of the outlying areas, we're going to find that there is already icing underway. Live Guardian radar detects where we're seeing an array of colors. Most of this blue that's showing up right now is still liquid, or at least it's an ice pellet. So not a lot of snowflakes are making their way to the ground just yet. Atmosphere isn't stacked up the right way just yet. But what we are experiencing is sleet and some freezing rain. We've already had reports of some very heavy sleet ongoing in parts of Montgomery County, and we are seeing some icing conditions, especially over northern portions of Madison County. This weather is going to come in chunks. This is going to be waves of precipitation. The most intense is going to be falling between now and say 8 or 9 p.m. So the temperatures are going to be critical, and here's how they lay out. We are at or below freezing on the north side of Indianapolis down towards Plainfield and Greencastle. This is key because the computer models think we should still be around 34, 35. As meteorologists checking the observations and knowing the forecast, massaging the data, we know we're running colder, and that's why we feel that the conditions will deteriorate quickly here this evening. So these areas along and north of I-70 will be slick. It's still above freezing in Bloomington, Bedford, Columbus, and Shelbyville, and therefore the threat of ice accumulation has shifted a little bit further north, pretty much as expected and as the trend was last night. 32 now at the airport, 33 in Muncie. Northeast wind is feeding the system, so you've got this dry layer of air coming in, and it's allowing the snowflakes to briefly melt, become a raindrop, then freeze again, become an ice pellet, and then reach the ground. Northeast wind is producing a wind chill of 23. We're going to get an accumulation of sleet and freezing rain this evening. More chances for freezing rain overnight. This thing will be extended for a couple of days. Snow chances will return as well. Icing is underway. Slick and hazardous conditions as we take you home tonight. What's in store for the Thursday morning commute and beyond? We'll have the answer in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian. We appreciate it. We want to give you a live look right now from our drive cams that are out and about. This is on the city's east side. DPW and INDOT are in a full call-out mode right now, monitoring our winter weather all evening long. Crews have been working 12-hour shifts since Tuesday evening, taking all the necessary steps out there to prepare. Now, that includes the Department of Public Works. They are out there using salt and plows to clear the roadways. The rain, sleet, and snow is expected to fall and to continue to fall this evening, as well as those temperatures. INDOT was out and about all morning long, monitoring those conditions out there. Now, with the crews also working 12-hour shifts out there. Again, these are for all of you guys that are getting ready to get off of work. INDOT and those crews out there are asking you to just be patient. There are some slick spots out there. We are going to be continuing to monitor those road conditions, and we will keep you updated throughout the newscast and online.
All right, we also tonight want to show you some more live pictures here tonight. As you see here, obviously the salt trucks are out. People are working hard here, getting everything ready. Department of Public Works and INDOT treating the roads right now, sending out 80 trucks. INDOT has another 55 drivers. We're told that they plan to salt down every 2 to 3 hours throughout this freezing rain.
We absolutely want to advise drivers to take their time in their commutes and to make sure to give plenty of clearance to other cars on the streets as well as our plow drivers.
Give them a lot of space. They will be dropping salt. You don't want to get that on your vehicle. So follow at a safe distance. We do say about 50 feet, 100 if you can.
Drivers for INDOT and DPW will be out overnight treating roads for the morning commute as well. Well, winter weather is also affecting other parts of the country. Casper, Wyoming was hit with a blizzard. A rare amount of snow fell in Texas, and Denver got up to 6 inches of snow in some places.
And here at home, you can track this weather right now on your phone with our Fox 59 Weather Authority app. Our app is free for all devices.
A historic day on Capitol Hill as senators just voted to acquit President Donald Trump on both articles of impeachment. The vote for Article 1, abuse of power, was 52-48. For Article 2, on obstruction of Congress, 53 senators voted to acquit and 47 voted to convict. Senator Mitt Romney broke ranks with Republican colleagues and voted to remove President Trump on Article 1. Before the vote, he spoke on the Senate floor and mentioned that he took a vote to exercise impartial justice. As we expected, both of Indiana's senators, Todd Young and Mike Braun, voted to acquit the president on both articles of impeachment. President Trump has not publicly addressed the vote on camera yet, but did just in the last 15 minutes tweet this video of a fake Time magazine cover, an article titled "How Trumpism Will Outlast Trump," that shows President Trump running for re-election again and again and again into the future, a meme that has been out there in the past. That was his response on Twitter here tonight to the vote in the articles of impeachment. House Democrats already laid out their plans for the next steps. Judiciary Chair Jerry Nadler said today he'd like to subpoena the president's former national security advisor John Bolton to testify in the House since he wasn't called in the Senate. Bolton has said he will come and speak if subpoenaed. He is one of the only people considered to have firsthand knowledge about whether or not the president directed a quid pro quo with Ukraine. I'll have a recap of this historic vote coming up Sunday in Focus, along with a look at everything else that's happening in politics this week. It is 9:30 a.m. right here on Fox 59.
Developing now, officers under fire while trying to protect our streets. In the last 8 days, there's been 4 different incidents where officers were shot at or had guns drawn. Our Darius Johnson walks us through these terrifying moments.
Our officers are resolved, and they are not going to relent, and they're not going to back down, and they're not going to walk away from this issue.
A strong message coming from the Indy's Fraternal Order of Police President Rick Snyder after officers with IMPD have been under fire the last 8 days.
Where we've had officers either had a gun pointed at them or they've actually been shot at.
The first one happened January 28th on North Keystone during a traffic stop. Police say 22-year-old Kevin Brewer refused to stop and began firing shots at officers. Officers did not return fire. Brewer was arrested for the attempted murder of several officers. Sunday morning at 10th and Tuxedo Streets, another traffic stop. Police say the driver, 24-year-old Dylan Grant, eventually got out of the car, letting the vehicle roll into a fence before firing one shot at officers. Officers returned fire. Grant was arrested for attempted murder.
It goes to the level of training as well as the level of restraint that our officers are having currently.
Tuesday morning on North Dearborn, police responded to a residential robbery in progress. Once they arrived, there was a short foot pursuit, leaving one officer injured and another with a gun drawn.
It's quick, it's rapid, and it's sometimes very violent, and so you have to respond, and hopefully your training kicks in.
Wednesday morning, officers were on patrol at Jefferson and New York streets. Police say a rifle was drawn on the officers, leaving 2 suspects in custody. Questions still surrounding why officers are being fired at.
There's a complete disregard for the sanctity of life in our city. It's as simple as that.
No one was injured in any of these incidents, but police need the public's help to keep it that way.
It's a reminder of what our officers face every single day. It's what we train for. It's what we prepare ourselves for. Where the real effect occurs is the families of our officers.
Darius Johnson, Fox 59 News.
Now, it is important to note that some of these are criminal and internal investigations that will be fully investigated.
Tonight, there will be a city-county council meeting where they're hoping to address the recent violence against officers. We'll certainly keep you posted as we learn more. Some breaking news just into the Fox 59 newsroom. Candidate Josh Owens is dropping out of the race for Indiana governor. He announced his candidacy last September. Just in the last few minutes, he has put out a statement saying, as of today, I will be suspending my campaign and supporting Dr. Woody Myers as he becomes the presumptive Democratic nominee to go up against Governor Holcomb in the fall. Well, we also want to show you some more breaking news, taking a live look at traffic here in the Circle City, just outside of the southwest side on I-70, where a truck carrying soybeans flipped on its side. We mentioned this earlier. Now here are those live pictures, as you see, causing a traffic backup there on the southwest side.
Yeah, and we will let you know once this road is fully cleared and reopened. We will keep you updated on this situation. If you are just getting off of work and heading out there, like we've been saying throughout the newscast so far, take it easy. Slick spots are expected to be out there. Well, new tonight, former Tri-West High School teacher Tyler Bruce will stand trial in April for child seduction charges. According to court documents, Bruce harassed a student over an app. He's also accused of touching her inappropriately. Police arrested him last month. He is now out of jail on bond.
Officers with the Pike Township Police Department confiscated a gun today at Pike High School. They found it in a student's backpack during an investigation into vaping. The student was taken into custody. No word on any charges at this hour.
Happening tonight, the Hamilton Southeastern School District is hosting a forum on vaping for parents and students. Numbers from the district show students violated the tobacco policy more than 300 times over the last 4 years. If you're not familiar with vaping, tonight's forum is an educational event. You'll learn what e-cigarettes look like, the potential health risks, and what to watch out for in your home. The forum is happening tonight at 7 o'clock. It'll be over at Fishers High School.
There's a meeting tonight in Martinsville to address contamination concerns. Researchers confirmed levels of a chemical known as PCE were found in the city's drinking water. They also found traces of it in some private wells. The EPA believes this issue started with a slow-moving underground mass of contaminated water known as a plume. That plume was added to the administration's national priority list in 2013, making it a Superfund site. Martinsville's mayor assures Fox 59 the water is still safe to drink thanks to a filtration system that was implemented in 2005. He still encourages everyone to attend this meeting tonight. It'll be held at the REMC building starting at 7 o'clock.
A missing kayaker found alive after he vanished last month.
Up next tonight, how investigators tracked him down by using clues from a phone.
And after a stretch of unseasonably warm weather, one of the warmest starts to a February on record, we're getting icy in central Indiana just in time for the evening commute. We're tracking rain, sleet, freezing rain, and then eventually some snow. When this winter weather system will be at its peak and when it will depart in my forecast.